Hello fans of Marvel heroes and friends of my channel, my name is Wilfred and this is a brand new episode continuing on the testing for these heroes at the test center. If you have been following my video for quite some time, I have a lot of like a test center kind of edition videos to showcase to you. Some of you may not have time to play through in the test center, busy with your live center collecting all this unique or XP, final push, the Omega cap. So I've been doing that for quite some time, and over Christmas, over the New Year, the test center was closed, so I couldn't do any more testing. Now the test center is up, so I'm more than happy to showcase to you some of these heroes that I may not have seen before, tested before, and I may revisit some of these older ones like Psylocke and so on. But we will see how the whole thing goes. Of course, all this engagement we have here kind of like motivate me as well to continue testing. A lot of you have been asking if I could do a Emma Frost Test Center edition. I'm more than happy to do it for you because if you take a look at forum, I've been using the portrait of Emma Frost for the longest history of time. I've been a big fan of her in a comic book kind of like, from that perspective. And also she was the hero that brought me back into this game when I left it for other games after a couple of months starting with the Marvel heroes. So she always have a very special place in my heart and I always want to do a lot for her. Okay, now before I go on, I think just to close off a little bit of discussion I had with some of you over the YouTube on what is tank, what is not tank, because I think one of you feels that archetype and playstyle should kind of match as well. Which in a way I kind of like understand where it comes from, but in a way I don't think the archetype should dictate how you play the hero or how to gear a hero, because archetype is just thematic. From a comic book perspective, your intelligence or energy or whatnot, I mean these are just thematic. Like if you look at Emma Frost, she is durability and strength. So you say, oh, naturally she's a tank. Well, rightly so. She has been pretty tanky even in the production in the live center. But if you look at her, she can play as a mental, pure ranged. So in that aspect, do you think she can tank? No, she can't tank. So the archetype doesn't dictate a hero, but the hero has its own individual design as well. I think at the end of the day, if I look at the new future on what is tanky or not, what make a strong hero that are more durable, forget about archetype. Archetype, like I said, is just some thematic setup, I think. But the more importantly is that do they have secondary resource like Emma Frost has diamond armor? This one can be depleted during battle, but you can refill it anytime, of course with a cooldown. Now with that, it's like you are gaining much like a second life, right? So that is one mechanic that I think will probably distinguish some hero from being tanky or not. I mean, you look at Colossus, yes, I mean, he has armor. Then of course, naturally, you feel that Colossus is a tank, rightly so. But how about Psylocke? Psylocke has also, in the new Psylocke, also going to have armor. You've seen the testing before. She's pretty durable, eating a lot of damage out there. So is she a tank? Well, I mean, thematically no, but in a game, pretty good stuff. And you have the summoners as well, and all sort of like a hero that can do self or invulnerability during some of this power, and that make them more tanky. But are they a tank? Are they archetype as durability? Maybe not. So just some thought on that. The second thought is that I voiced my I don't like the fact that the dash distance has actually increased. I don't mind sort of like to get around the mobility update kind of constraint a little bit in some design, but increasing the dash distance for melee hero actually take longer to re-engage. Now some of you may have I think one of you said in the YouTube channel saying that every melee hero should have a re-engage kind of like power to it. Rightly so, but take a look at distance here. Now I'm this is at the cross what is it called, crosshair, right? So I'm here. When you dash, you go all the way here, but if I re-engage, I come back here halfway. So I still need to close up halfway manually through the walking distance, right? So increasing the dash actually is very inconvenient for some of this hero. And if I'm on cooldown, I dash out. What can I do? I have to walk back, right? So this is the kind of pain that a melee hero has to suffer in a way. And if you look at Captain Marvel, she has two dash right now. I'm not quite sure in the new world does she have. One is longer distance, one is shorter distance. I personally prefer the shorter distance because I would like to go back to the battle, come back and do some stuff rather than jumping up and down, left and right. And in this case, not only that, you have to walk back in after you jump. So these are some of the things that I observe on the overall design of dash and how it affects the melee. So that is another thing. And so now, without further ado, this video I'm going to walk through her trait power as well as the how I feel about her build options and so on. I think she still needs quite a lot of work, to be honest. And I'm going to play a little bit of the terminal. Now, right now, the personal difficulty slider is very, very strange. I do not know. They say the tuning is not done. I mean, sometimes whatever they write, I take it. I don't take it at the. I take it at. Do I take it at face level? No, I don't. I always feel that they are trying to test something here. So now the personal difficulty level is very difficult. My Ember Frost can't do anything other than normal. I tried the. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about this guy here, right? This thing here. Normal, I'm alright. I can do it. Heroic, the first pack will kill her. I mean, if I don't use that pull to freeze all the mob and try my best to kill off things, it's very, very hard for heroic. But if I do super heroic, just go in and die, kind of thing. So it is very tough. And what else can I do? I mean, you guys know that I've been doing a lot of gear. I'm even using the health costume right now. What else can I do? I can only increase my infinity point, I think, to get past that kind of Now, of course, I could do some gear kind of tweaking here and there, but I think infinity system will be very, very important once it comes to the higher tier. And how to get infinity system? Well, play more or pay for the booster for XP so as to get more infinity system points. All right, so now from the Ember Frost point of view, let me just walk through her power, then go through her talents, and we'll see what to pick up there. All right, so today in this video, I'm going to focus on the hybrid melee mode, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about the ranged mental. In the live center, I play both, but the test center, I'm going to go focus on the melee here. All right, so now, Omega Telepath is very much like a ranged mental kind of build. You still have a basic power. I'm not going to talk about it. Now, this one is a psychic domination for you to grab a monster or a mob to control. Do notice that I've lost my mob. I used to have one of these like mode that has two affixes to it. It leaves like a poison and also buff my hero's haste as well. But I lost it after the update. Thank you very much, Gazillion. But not that I'm going to use it. I mean, I could or I could not because I run out of space anyway for melee. So do take note. Your monster probably be gone. So don't spend too much time trying to farm one right now if you haven't got a nice one yet. Then you have the telepathic torment. It's one of my favorite because in a melee build is actually quite limited in terms of area damage. So this is one of the more decent area damage whereby you apply vulnerability. Also it follows the mob so it doesn't like fixate in area. So it's nice. Now Inspire Million is kind of like very interesting here. You can inspire the minion and then it will taunt and harm and also like that. But remember one thing, amplify entity is defeated when buff effect expires. So I haven't really tried that because I haven't got time, but after reading all the talent and so on, I think your monster actually would kind of explode and go on by that. I do not know entirely, but I think it is so because there are some talent that can augment that. So just take note, it's not really the old way of inspire minion. Minion can die, I think. Sudden Dread is the Terrify plus the damage over time, which is very much like what we have today. Astral Whip, area kind of ranged with a cooldown vulnerability as well, so this could be your option to whip. Drain is Psychic Drain is the same, there's no change to it. Then you have a Sidebolt, range area as well. All right, so if you're interested in area build, there may be some options for you actually, come to think of it. Psychic Sphere, kind of like a cooldown 4 seconds with the Execute to it. So it is what I think what we have today in the live center. Psychic Blast is the one that you could use it to weaken it. I think anything with weaken is not that fantastic, but it does give you the kind of like a beam kind of thing. If you like the kind of animation or power to it. But I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about which power to pick because at the end of the day, I have to go through some numbers. And I'm not going to spend time doing it right now for all heroes because everything are subjected to change. This is Test Center. Then new before me, now finally you have the, I think right now Live Center also, which is invulnerable during the power is being active. So it's quite handy, to sort of like, help out damage mitigation wise. Then you have the Furious Launch. Once you launch, everything become diamond. So I know I just do it first because it makes sense when I talk about diamond build in just a bit. Then you have the hang on a second, am I in diamond form? Yes, I am. So now, because I'm talking about Diamond Paragon, it makes sense if I do Diamond here. This is basic power, not going to talk about it. Diamond Heart is something that you could taunt, and you could also like increase you replenish your defense as well. It's just that the taunt part, I'm not quite sure whether it's in the live server today or not, but it does inconvenience me a little bit with the taunt. Because you try to get away from danger when you use this one, but yet a lot of mobs will face you and try to destroy you. Then you have the Diamond Whirlwind. I know some of you like the kind of like whirlwind kind of mechanic, like the I think the Deadpool has one as well, the one that spin around and shoot a lot of bullets and stuff like that. So she does that. Then you have Show Off. Show Off is one that gives you buff to the defense rating, and it is like a cooldown power that you have done it before. You've seen before. Defense rating will then buff this one. So defense buff buff the DPS as well. Then you have the Diamond Bladed Spin Kick, which is exactly the same like what you have in live server. That one, the True Queen. Execute to it, also same thing. All these are buffed by defense, so as you can see, and Diamond Crush as well, buffed by defense. So that is very much the diamond build that you have. I'm a hybrid, so I'm going to take something from left side, something from right side. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, from a trait-wise perspective, you have all these like diamond form. Okay, so the trait-wise, I talk about the tank as an archetype, which is durability and strength, but doesn't matter because you can be a range kind of mentor as well, and you probably would not be very much tanking with that in the sense. All right, so now next one is the diamond form. So I'm not going to talk too much about this anymore because these are very much like what we have today in the live server. So now let's take a look at the design of the talent. And the first here, it is the diamond recovery. So this one, if you do not want to have a diamond heart occupying your toolbar, you could have it automatically trigger when you fall below 50% health. I personally would like a little bit of control over that because I wouldn't want to lose half health and then think about how to replenish my my armor. I would like to replenish my armor as soon as I can when I'm facing dangerous situations. So I don't use it, but if you use it, you free up one of the slots here. Then you have this aura of authority. Then what happened is that as you can see, you get some buff here and there, inspire and strengthen when you are in diamond form, or harden armor. So increase the bonus damage from defense of diamond form power by 50%. This is the is also quite decent. So it's either this one here and or this one here. So I'm going to pick this one, a little bit of hardened armor here. All right, so this is the one here, 5947. If not, then it is it's a little bit more. It's not a lot more. Well, it's 9,000, so it's pretty nice by 50%. All right. Okay, so there's one thing. Head Mistress, your psychic domination become telepathic illusion. That's rather interesting. I mean, if you pick this one here, then this one become like you can put an illusion out there instead of let's just show it to you guys. So what it means is that you can have an illusion of yourself here, just like Cable's power. A lot of copying here and there. So I found that rather interesting because you can taunt quite effectively because it 5-second cooldown. And this one can can last for quite some time. See, look, it's still there, right? So you could potentially keep popping this guy if you want, so long as this guy still survives. So it's a nice power if you want to be a little bit more tanky, because if you lose the pet, the pet was the one that helped you taunt, but otherwise not. Right. So that's one option. Another one is that sudden drag transform into a. Hang on a second. Wow. My pet just reappeared from nowhere. Very interesting. All right, so my pet just come back to me. But if I use this one, hang on a second. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe if I put it back in here, what happened? My pet is not there. So my pet will only come out if I have this one here, or if I have some of this. Maybe I have this one here. Then what happened? Nope, it doesn't. Very interesting. Only if I have this one here, then my pets come out. Well, I mean, as you can see, I mean, what's the point of having this power here when I've already got a pet? Unless I want to do something like like this guy here, right? So I have a pet. No, I don't have a pet. Okay, anyway, enough testing. Go on. Sudden drag become a frenzy confusion. So this one, instead of sudden drag, become a confusion. You lose the damage over time. But you lose the damage over time, but you end up with confusion. Could be rather interesting if once the thing get a little bit hard in the sense. All right. And the last one is the mental stimulation. Inspire minion instantly reset the cooldown of other non-signature power. So this guy here would reset cooldown, that's all. But for melee, it's not really a lot of cooldown to reset. So that is, the only cooldown that worth resetting is signature or worth reducing signature. The rest of it is pretty low. So I don't know. This is a tier whereby I can't find anything to use. So I'm not. They should have sort of like options saying that if you don't pick anything here, I'll give you a flat damage kind of buff or whatnot. Because none of this works for me. I got no more things here to do anything. Right, so I don't know. You guys tell me what to do here. But anyway, next one, psychic dampening. This one is more of the psychic blast. Then after that, your mind over matter, which is on your psychic sphere. Then last but not least, the diamond presence. Show off, cause your next diamond blade spin kick, deal more damage. 1 true queen, maximum +3. So now you have 3 true queens. I find it a bit strange. You have to keep pressing this button, but you will see. You will see. Well, I mean, the thing is that maybe it's good in the sense that you can jump 2 times back, like I said, 1 time. Oops, sorry, this is not jumping back. Anyhow, forget what I said. Sometimes I get confused. Control amplification. Inspire minion, apply a conceal to all allies. So you no longer cause a dominated enemy to be defeated at the end of the or buff effect. So your mob will still stay with you. It won't die. So in a sense, you have to pick this one if you want to have your mob around, I think. And it has the conceal to all allies, which is nice. Inspire minion transform into mental overload. So that is basically just like I think what live server is. You do not want to inspire, you can have the other one, the mental overload. The last one is unlock potential. Inspire minion transform into unlock potential. So this one will give you the kind of buff to base damage as well as the damage absorb as well. The only thing is that the only thing I can really think about is okay, let me just pick this one first and show you what I'm thinking is that this one can automatically trigger during the kneel before me. All right, kneel before me, it will trigger, and this one. This guy is the unlock whatever, is buff 5 seconds. Now my question to you is that during the kneel before me, whereby it will trigger this guy here, I'm actually rooted. I can't do anything for I don't know how many seconds. Hang on a second. So for this for about two seconds or so, I can't do anything here. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like I'm already losing 2 seconds of buff. When I was buff, I can't do anything, right? So after I'm buffed, then I only have remaining 3 seconds to kind of thing. So I don't know how they start counting. Maybe they start counting after the kneel before me fired. Then can't make sense. All right. But anyway, I'll pick this one. Last one, perfection. When you use the whip or saw off, the cooldown of kneel before me reduced by 2 seconds. And after that you have the diamond at heart, not in diamond form, blah blah blah. And then another one is that you can have the if you do a lot of whirlwind. Do I do whirlwind? No, I don't do whirlwind. So if you do whirlwind, you probably pick this one. Then I'll pick this one to do. So as you can see, I mean, then you probably ask me, well, I mean, why don't you pick anything here? After all, the answer is that I really need my torment because first of all I'm a hybrid hero, so I need some kind of like mental damage as well. And second of all is I think this is pretty decent as the damage layer. I mean, I could use this one sudden drag, but I mean between the two is rather similar in a sense. But I mean, in any case, I can't pick anything here really. There's nothing I can pick here. Even if I pick here, then this guy would not be able to. I got no more space. I'd rather not lose. I mean, all these things are very relevant. These two work side by side to each other. I must have signature. I need something that protect me during so. I mean, I can't pick anything in the second tier. that's a rather unfortunate. The only thing that I can do is that if I am a bit not confident about content, I can use Nightmare to have this one as the to help me out here. Right. So without further ado, I'm going to do a normal, because that's how it's just not that. Just do a normal one, because I don't think I can do anything other than normal right now. Not on the video. You see what I mean? I mean, the moment I go in, I'll get hit rather bad. So mobility update, you go in and I really don't like this. So you could jump in and the. So I would suggest you. Now all my diamond form is already gone. But the good thing about you don't really see it here. But I try to use Ant-Man. It ended up rather bad. So this is the okay. So I'm just going to focus a bit here. So 3 charges. So that's done. I mean, it looks quite fast. And you ask me like, why are you not doing the other one, the harder one? I just can't. I really can't. I would have done it if I could. I think I could. It just take a very long time. It's really no fun for any of you to watch me through all this, doing a bit harder kind of thing. So I hope that's fine. I hope that's fine. It just takes too long. I mean, even hitting an elite like that took me like twice the time or not in a super heroic kind of like or even heroic kind of setting. It just takes way too long. Now, just bear in mind that she's very durable. I'm using a health costume right now, so whatever you see here is just in that regard. All right, so whatever you see here, my Ant-Man couldn't even I tried to test the Ant-Man early on, but it's just not as durable in a sense. So I'm just going to let's see. I can refill anytime. No, I have to be careful now. I need to avoid some of these things, and this is normal, guys. Okay, done. Okay, done. So this is it kind of like play very much like a live server. It's just that a lot more walking, a lot less like jumping around. In live center, it's very exciting. You jump around fast and you do things fast as well. I just refill my armor, by the way. I don't know whether you guys have seen it or not. So this is the one that I have done. So I'm just going to take down all these things so that my my Deadpool know when to follow me. And of course, you have to pay attention to all this green stuff here. And probably you maybe it's easier if you take off the all the numbers. I know a lot of you like to see big number, but I mean, this game is really hard on its own to see what you can do, what you cannot. So yeah, I mean, just something like, maybe just remove all the number. I can see what's on the ground, like the green things that you see. All right, so refill my my armor. I'm going in just like away until the ball. Oh, I got like really got into the whole thing. Okay. So I'm just going to nail them. Probably go out a bit. This normal mode. I just want to give you a little bit of perspective where things are. Yeah. I think, imagine if I didn't have any armor to refill, I think that would be a little bit dicey, because once your armor is gone, you eat into your health in a sense. But I'm going to use what I should do. I should use should I use an ultimate? Maybe okay. Why not I use ultimate? All right. So this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate of Armor Force. So expect things to go up quite fast because it's ultimate. I want to show you how the ultimate look like as well. Some of you may be interested. So I hope you enjoy this short video. I don't know how short it is, but it's my first one, so I talk quite a fair bit. What is he doing behind the dog, man? Deadpool, get off the dog. Anyhow, so I hope you enjoy this kind of video, and do let me know what your thought about it as well. If I disappoint you in some way because I couldn't do heroic and superheroic, my apologies in advance, because it really took too long. It's just not really fun for TV. So I'll see you next time, and goodbye.